This is good, eh? Good habit to form. You and I spending time together in the Word of God. One thing about time, it helps you build trust. Time is the best thing for any relationship. When you spend time with somebody, you get to know their heart, the way they think. And when things go a little bit wrong and you might doubt them, you go, I've spent time with this person. I can trust them. You got to, we've been speaking about Easter and the death and resurrection. You got to think that Jesus must have had some friends. Besides being disciples, there had to be people around Jesus that had met him when he went to the wedding where he turned the water into wine and performed some of his miracles. I'm sure I know in my life, when I am helping people in their lives, friendship sometimes is inevitable, and it helps a lot to grow and build people. And here he is, he's being crucified, and he's either going to the cross or what's about to happen, and he bumps into one of his friends, or one of his friends bumps into him, and the friend hasn't seen him for a while, and like catching up and what's going on. And Jesus goes, I'm dying to live. You're dying to live? Yeah, I'm dying to live. And this is the answer he gives. John 12:24. Jesus says, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains just one grain. It never becomes more, but lives by itself alone. But if it dies, it produces many others and yields a rich harvest. Wow. Such a brilliant explanation. Jesus is saying, I have to die to live. If you guys are going to live and be connected to the Father, at the moment there's only one begotten Son. But in me dying, there's going to be many sons and many daughters in the Father through Christ Jesus. So I have to die in order to live. And if you look at wheat, the grain has to fall to the ground, and in the falling to the ground, it's in the process of going to die. The outer shell that protects it through the weather and the elements breaks it down, it dies, it gets exposed, the seed goes into the ground, and it produces many. The nice thing about it is, in producing many, is every single grain of wheat that comes from this falling into the ground will have a piece of it, will have a part of it. And we are Christ's body. There is Christ, and we are the bits and pieces of Christ. There is one universal purpose that Jesus Christ had in this whole thing that he did coming to earth, and that was to connect us back to the Father, to reveal the Father. You look at me, you see the Father. Sure, he came and said a few things to readjust any confusion that might have happened, anything that needed to change. He did. And then he left. And in that process, all the time, he says, I'm about my Father's business. If you want to see the Father, just look at me. He was here revealing, being a mirror, a reflection of the Father, so we could be restored to the Father. So in him doing that and dying, now we all have a piece and we all have a part of him. And that body's whole function, in many ways, if you're going to go shopping, your entire body takes you there. Now you need a reason to shop. So your body says, I'm hungry. Then your brain works it out and goes, oh, that's a good idea. This is good to get this food, this food. The feet get you there. Your eyes kind of steer the way. The hands will open any doors and any obstructions, and if you need to drive. But the purpose stays the same, and we all contribute to achieving that in our own small way. Now, that would be a brilliant explanation. Me being kind of asking, is this really necessary that you have to go through all of this? What on earth are you doing? And Jesus says, well, on earth, I'm dying to live. Till next time.